Hey, it's Samantha Hartley of the Profitable Joyful Consulting Podcast. This season, we are talking about management consulting. And today I'm going to talk about one of the issues with management consulting, which is weaning the clients off of wanting to work with only you. So clients will come to me and they'll say, my client only wants to work with me, so I can never bring in any subs, or I can't have anybody else come in and do part of the work with me because what I do is really high level. So a lot of that is basically just being stuck in beliefs that are not necessarily true. If you are open to questioning them, I would like to do that today with you. And an ego, like everything revolves around you. And that's a great way to build your business. But if you want to grow beyond just you and grow beyond your revenue limits, then you might need to do things differently. And so if you've been trying to bring in subs, or you've had trouble with clients who are like very attached to you and only want things from you, then that's what I'm sharing with you today. How do you wean them off of yourself? The first thing I want you to remember is that a lot of these beliefs that you have are your own kind of, ego attachments, and they aren't necessarily the truth. So when I was with the Coca-Cola company, I remember a project that we kicked off in Malaysia with a consulting company. So what I saw was this consulting company come in with their very, very high level person. And our person I'd never seen before came into that same meeting. So they had this huge high level peer-to-peer meeting to kick everything off. They left, and then all of us who were actually doing the work stayed behind and did the work. So I say that because you will definitely want to have peer-to-peer high-level meetings. And those peer-to-peer meetings should be strategic. It shouldn't be all of the everyday work. If there's anybody else who can be doing the work, who isn't you, you can and should bring them in. That frees you up to do the things that only you can do, like build a business and create a vision for it and all that other stuff. So if you think about what's the piece of the work that I absolutely need to do myself, then do that. And if that includes meetings with your peer equivalent at your client organization, then you'll do those pieces as well. So there's a certain amount of ceremonial etiquette in this. And then there's definitely kind of like the strategic buy-in piece that you need to be seen by that person and you need to be in communication with that person. Another thing, and this is part two, do not bait and switch. When you are presenting the work, don't present it like you're going to come in and do everything, and then they find out later that there's like 8 subs and they never see you. That is a thing that actually happens, and it's just dishonest. Somebody told me she hired a company, she was sold, she was excited to work with them, and then the person who sold her the services left. She never saw that person again, and then she was working with the team. So she was really disappointed that that's the way that turned out. So what you want to do from the very beginning is introduce yourself and your team. Well, what my team and I will do is, or I'm going to lay these things out and then I have team members who will come in and they will do these pieces. Just be honest and upfront about it. So if you set the stage for it that way, then people are going to be much more open to the idea of working with others on your team. And if they're not, it's like, this is how the business works. I do this piece and then the other people do this. So what is a good way to make that happen? Promote those people. If you have people who are going to be working on your behalf with the client, then you want to say why they're doing the things and you're not doing it. So in a lot of cases, you can say, oh, so-and-so is just like a deep specialist in this area, and we always bring her in to do this work. Or whatever. I have an entire team who does these things, and they're going to be at work on your, SEO or culture or whatever they're going to be working on. You want to, if you can, contrast them between them and you. Like, oh, this is what I do is this piece, and what they do is that piece, and they're like so good at it. And that's the third thing, is praise them. Really set them up for success by saying, oh, so-and-so is just like amazing. We were really lucky to get her away from one of our, peers or clients or whatever. We stole her away, and she's just amazing at doing this work. And I think you're going to be really delighted with it. So if you set this up this way, then your client is going to be like, oh, okay, sure. Like they don't necessarily question, like they don't necessarily want only you, but they want to feel that they're not being delegated to some flunky, right? They want to feel like you are taking care of them. And so if you present your team this way from the very beginning, you're not going to have to wean them off of you. Now, if you're going to bring in a team after 3 years of them working only with you, it's going to be a little bit harder, but you're going to do the same thing that I talked about. You're going to say, I'm still going to be meeting with you. Our peer-to-peer meetings will be this. I'm bringing in so-and-so for this reason, because she's much better at this than I am. And she's done amazing work with our clients. Like, let me just tell you a couple stories about her results, right? So you encourage them and make them feel safe about the switch. A lot of this is just careful conversations that make the client feel more comfortable. So with that, have your ego let go of the idea that it all needs to revolve around you. You don't actually need to do it all and do everything. There are high-level people around you that you can hire to come in and do this stuff, and you will be able to trust them to do great work for your client. You will be able to train them to do great work for your client. And when you do trust them, your client will trust them too. And with that, I'm wishing you a profitable and joyful consulting business. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to get video updates. Thanks.